Um, Welcome today. Lots going on in Madison apparently, and so we have a small group in studio or in the room in the studio in our yoga studio here. So, hello to those of you online. We're going to start today. We'll start standing, and we're going to focus on side bodies and twisting a little bit today. If you like to have your mat parallel to mine, feel free to do that. I will just cue right and left, so you're all experienced yogis, you know what to do and how your mat works best for you. Yeah, so just bring your feet right underneath your hips, standing nice and straight. And for today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Let's rock a little front to back, being a little careful about rocking back because our bodies are a little less used to that. True. And then let your body sway side to side. We're going to play with a little cone of balance here. So, and then start to let your body sway in a circle. And again, just kind of being mindful and careful. Just noticing where your balance is. And let's switch direction and go the other way. Good. And then gently come back to center. Find that place that's right in the middle. Root your feet down, maybe even just walk them a little bit. Notice how it feels on the mat, on the floor. And then land in the center. Let your knees bend a little bit. Draw your spine up tall. Engage your lower abs a little bit in and a little bit up. It's yoga core, right? Draw your shoulders up, back, and down. And let's go fully into mountain pose today. So externally rotating shoulders. Draw your chin back just a tiny bit. Be comfortable enough to breathe, though. So just let your belly rise and fall. And stay here for about 3 or 4 breaths. Notice whatever's getting your attention today. And then give yourself permission to let that go for the next 45 minutes or so. Let's bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Oh, and I saw some of you doing this. Like, which one? Just one to the heart, one to the belly. That's going to be important here in a minute. Notice what you did naturally. See if you can breathe into both hands evenly. Filling the chest, filling the belly. Just notice how that feels. And then take your hands and switch them. Take a second to notice if that's as comfortable as the first way. Take a few breaths here. And then choose whichever way was the most comfortable. And take 2 more big breaths. Long, slow exhales. On your last exhale, let your arms fall down to your sides, nice and heavy. Keep your knees a little bit bent. We'll inhale both arms up. Let them float up. Let them float down. Maybe inhaling through the nose, exhaling through your mouth if that feels okay. Let's go one more like that. And now inhale them both up. Reach your fingertips to the sky. Drop your right hand down, left hand up, and take a little bend to the side. Feel the ribs on the side open. Breathe into that space right there. And then we'll come back to center and go ahead and switch arms. Drop the other arm down. Find that nice opening on the other side. Notice if this feels as comfortable as side one, or maybe a little more comfortable. Good. And we'll inhale all the way back up. Take your arms out to the sides. Twist yourself over to the right, just as far as is comfortable. Come back to center. Twist your body over to the left. Yeah, if your palms aren't facing out, go ahead and turn toward me. Face your palms toward me. See if you can keep that as we turn back to the right, maybe a tiny bit farther. Come all the way back to center. Same thing, other side. Good. Let's do one more each side. Keep your knees and your belly button forward. Good. Come on back to center. Bring your hands heart center, turn them inside out, and we'll inhale up and really move our bodies a little bit here. Exhale down. That's your background. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Two more like that. Good. Bring your hands back to center, turn them over, have a look at them, whatever finger's on top. Switch that. Turn it inside out. Inhale up. Let your background. Inhale up. Let your background. One more. We'll inhale all the way up. Let the arms float down and open them to the sides. Wrap your left arm around your right, over your right. Give yourself a big hug, one direction. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Good. Open that back out. All right, taking arms to the sky, we're just going to go a little side to side. So getting that lateral flexion. Okay, let's change this. Take your left arm, push it across into a twist. Side. Let's do one more each side. Nice. Come on back to center. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold. See if you can keep your head right in line. Back is nice and straight until you can't go any farther. And then go ahead and let your head drop down. Totally fine to let your knees bend as much as feels good. Let your background come all the way up. And we'll inhale up. And exhale, fold. And this time come to halfway lift. So our backs are parallel to the floor. We're reaching out with the crown of the head, reaching back with the tailbone. Exhale, fold down. Roll yourself all the way up. Inhale up, adding on to that. Bring hands, heart center, sit your hips back. Make sure you can see your toes as we get down here. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands come heart center. We'll sit back to chair. Good. Inhale all the way up. One more time through. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. We're going to stay here for just a second, though. Let your knees bend kind of a lot. And then lift your tailbone. And give it a different feel. Good. Let your tailbone drop, round your back, round all the way up. And we'll reach up. We'll sit back into chair, sinking it down. Stay here. And let your feet walk a little bit. Warming up down into the ankles. Now, some of you are picking your feet all the way up, and that is completely fine. That might be fun. Or just the heels. Good. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. What about coming to toes on both sides? Finding a little balance here. Drop your heels, inhale all the way up. We're going to go back into chair. Here's our first kind of big twist of the day. Take your right elbow over towards your left knee. Maybe it goes all the way down to the knee. Maybe not. So a twisted chair. Yep. Can you keep some space even though this is kind of a crunched up pose? If you like, you could open your arms to the sides. Yep. And we'll bring back to center. Let's come all the way up and set up the other sides. Big inhale up. We'll sink it down again. Take that left elbow, send it over to the opposite knee. And if you like to open the arms, go ahead and do that. See if you can breathe here. We're all crunched up in this place. See if you can make some space. Good. Bring hands back to heart center and we'll come all the way up. Yeah, just take a second to notice. All right. Come on up to the top of your mat, wherever that is today. And we'll start to flow a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to half lift. Exhale, fold. Let's step back to a plank. Inhale here. Yep, head's in line. Exhale all the way down to your belly, knees and chest or straight down, your choice. Inhale, baby cobra. If it feels good to put the tops of your feet on the mat, you can do that. If that's icky for your ankles, go ahead and keep the toes down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Push all the way back to child's pose. Rock yourself forward. Turn your toes under. Press right back to downward dog. And walk your feet to your hands. Take your time. Let your knees bend. Roll yourself all the way up. One more time, just like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Yep, hands to the mat. Step back to plank. One big inhale here. Exhale takes us down to the mat. However feels right to you today. You can release the feet if that feels good. 3 baby cobras. On the last one, let's not use our hands. Let's see how much work our backs are doing. Nice. And press all the way back to child's pose. We'll rock it forward. Turn the toes under. Downward dog. Hang out here a little bit. Let your feet walk. Let your hips sway a little bit. Maybe wag the tail. And then find some stillness. We'll just hang out here for about 3 breaths. And then make your way to all fours. We always need some cat-cow. So let's just find a little cat-cow here. Halloween cat to cow. And then come back, find your neutral spine. Walk your hands over to the left so that you're looking back towards your toes. A little lateral flexion in a kneeling position here. Something different. Walk your hands all the way over to the other side. Have a look back. Good. Come on back to center. And we'll get a little twisty here. Float your right arm up Send it all the way through. If it feels nice to come to your shoulder, the side of your head, perhaps. Hmm. What to do with the left hand? We could put left hand on the back. So putting the back of the hand on the back, we could leave it right where it is. We could reach it out overhead. Just kind of play with what feels good to you. And then walk that hand back in. We'll float the right arm up and drop it back to the mat. Same thing other side. Float your left arm. Swing it all the way through. Maybe to the side of the head, maybe to the shoulder. And then what to do with the right arm? It could come to the back. It could stay where it is. It could reach out overhead. Maybe this side is different. Good. Stay here one more breath. And then we'll unwrap that. Let your hand float up and drop it down. Good. Take your right leg forward. And if this means rolling up your mat so that you're patting your knee, you can certainly do that. We get a little twisty bendy here in this lunge position. So root your foot down. We'll take both arms to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, open to cactus. Inhale up. Swing your arms through. Inhale all the way back up. One more time, opening to cactus. Beautiful. We'll inhale up. Swing your arms through. Next time you come up, leave your arms in front of you. Sometimes we do this standing. Whatever leg is in front, most of us have our right legs in front, leave that arm there. Take your left arm, slide it up the right, cross the collarbones, maybe even behind you, maybe even follow it with your eyes. It's a big deal to twist. And some of us are twisted toward our knee and some of us are twisted away from that front knee, and that's fine because we're going to do both sides. So don't worry about it. Come on back through center, bringing hands heart center, twist the other way. Good. Bring both hands to the sky. Bring your right hand down inside that leg. Yep. So right to right, we're going to lean our bodies over to the right too. So really opening up the left side all the way down through the hip flexor. Good. We'll come on back to center. Keep your right hand on the knee. Left hand comes around inside the foot. Take a twist towards your right knee. If you like, come up on your left toes and take your right hand to the sky. Just an option. Good. Bring your hand back down, your knee back down. Come all the way up. We'll go into my least favorite yoga shape. See what you think of it. Bring your right hand inside the foot, left hand to the sky. I know I need to do more of this one. Anybody else? Is this difficult? Yeah. Let's come all the way up. Take right hand to the sky. Cartwheel down. Frame your foot. Step back to all fours. Find yourself a little cat cow. Good. Maybe a little organic movement this time. So whatever feels good to you, sitting back towards child's pose, rocking forward, rocking side to side. It's all good. Good. And then take your left leg forward. I'm going to root that foot down and inhale all the way up. And open to cactus. Inhale up. Swing it forward. Cactus. Good. One more like that. And then bring your arms to the front. Left arm's going to stay, right arm's going to slide up and over. Follow it with your eyes, maybe. Only if that doesn't mess up your balance. Beautiful. Bring hands heart center, and we'll twist to the other side. Good. Come on back to center, both arms up. Take your left hand inside the knee, inside the thigh, and we'll take a bend over to the left. Good. And come on down. Place your hand inside the foot. Left hand's on the knee. We're going to twist toward the knee again. And if it feels good to come up on your back toes, if it feels good to lift your arm to the sky, and bring your hand down, bring your knee down, and we'll come all the way back up and get that real difficult shape. So left hand's inside this time, right hand to the sky. Notice if the side feels different. Good. And we'll let that go. Step back to all fours, back to a little cat-cow or some organic movement. Good. Wherever you are, take your right leg out to the side. I'm going to mirror you since I'm here. Yep. Walk your hands over to the left. Left hand to the, or right hand to the sky. Yep. So Michael, switch hands. There you go. Yeah. Nice. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up. Here we are. Let's reach over toward the straight leg. And then we'll reach over toward the bent knee. Option to put fingers down or just reach them across. A little core work here. Good, last one. Go ahead and drop your hand down. Other hand comes up to the sky. Do what you need to do with this bottom leg to make it comfortable and float your other leg up. Or tap it. Or just leave it down. Good. If and only if your balance is feeling really good today and you're feeling bendy, you could bend that knee. You could reach back towards your foot. Maybe you touch it, maybe you don't. Yep. And we'll let that go. And just sit back to a diagonal child's pose. So sending the hips back toward the right. And then we'll come back to center. So if you face me again, take your left leg out to the side. We'll walk our hands over to the right. Left hand to the sky. Stargazer. Push up. Come all the way up. Yep. And you can either put the fingers down or just keep them lifted. Nice. On this last one, we'll take that right hand all the way back to the floor. Hand to the sky. Option to float the left leg. Beautiful. If and only if your balance is feeling pretty good, take that leg back, maybe reach toward it. Good. And we'll undo that. Sit on back. All right. Let's come back to plank just because it is just such good core work. We're just going to stay here 2 breaths and then send our hips back into downward dog. Totally fine to be on the knees. Totally fine. Big inhale, big exhale. Fill up with air one more time. Big sighing exhale takes us to down dog. Walk your feet to your hands or hands to feet. Hands to thighs. Let your background roll all the way up. A big inhale. Nice. And bring hands heart center. Okay. 2 more kind of one twisty thing and one balancy twisty thing. If you take 1 foot out, we're going to turn into a full crescent lunge and bring hands heart center. So we're up on the back toes, keeping the knees safe on both sides. You could just turn toward your bent knee, or you could take your opposite elbow toward the bent knee. So work in a way that feels good and safe to you. Good. Untwist that. We'll come all the way up. A big inhale. It doesn't matter which way you end up facing because we know this. Put your fingertips on the floor. Walk yourself all the way to center, wide leg fold, and just let your body sway a little bit. We'll come up and set up on the other side in just a minute. You could bring hands to thighs. You can have fingers walking across the floor. And then gently come all the way up. And however you like, set up the other side. Yep. So we'll get our lunge first, our crescent lunge first. We're up on the back toes. All the toes are facing the front of the mat. We're on train tracks and not a tightrope. We'll take arms to the sky. Bring them heart center. Options, just turn that little bit toward your front knee or to bring your opposite elbow down to that knee. If we're here, we're reaching from the crown of the head to the back heel. A crunchy pose. See if you can make enough space that you can breathe comfortably. One more big inhale. Exhale brings us back to center. Inhale, arms up. Place your hands on the floor. Walk yourself back to that wide leg forward fold again. And maybe even walk across, letting whatever knee you're walking toward bend. That might feel nice. Or hands can be on thighs. And then we'll come all the way up and shake it out. All right, you ready for a standing twisty balance? I don't know if I am. We'll see. We'll see how it rolls today. You know how some days, like you have great balance and other days, not so much? We'll see what today is. So we're going to root right foot down. And then the left leg float up. I kind of have to put my arms out to the side. Yeah, you could keep your leg there. You could take it out to the side. And we're just going to turn away from that leg. So gaze goes the opposite direction of the leg. Good. Bring your gaze center. Bring your leg center. Drop it down. Shake it out a little bit. Same side. We're going to turn the other way. So arms are up. We'll float that same leg up. Bring your opposite hand across. And then turn your eyes the other way. If you like, you can even take that arm behind you. Good. Untwist. Set it down. Shake it out. Breathe. How'd it go? I can't look at you while I do it. I'll fall over. All right. Let's play with the other side then. So we'll inhale up, standing on the left leg. Let your right leg float up. Option to turn it out to the side. It's not really a tree pose because we're kind of letting it hang out here. You can turn your head the opposite direction. Good. Gaze to center, leg to center. Step out of it. Do it again. We'll take that leg up. Hand comes across. Turn towards your open hand. Maybe even take that leg back. Good. We'll untwist it. Set it down. Let it go. Take your hips. We'll swing them around one direction. Swing them the other way. I see some shoulders getting into the action. Yeah, definitely. Just move. If you like those figure eights, maybe one hip and then the other. If you're doing them figure eights, maybe reverse them. Nice. And then let's take both feet. Let's take feet about hip distance apart, arms behind the back. If you like, you can lace the fingers. We'll drop the fingers down, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back. And if you like, fold forward. Let's see what happens to the shoulders here. Good. Inhale all the way back up and forward fold. Come to half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat to plank. You could drop all the way down, or you could drop halfway down. We'll come to cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Two more just like that. Big inhale takes us to plank. Exhale, halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Last one of these for today. Big inhale. You decide where to go from here. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. And come on down to sitting. Let's take left leg out, right leg in. And walk your hands down that left leg without dropping your head to start. And then when you can't go any farther, if you like, go ahead and drop your head down. And then take your left arm inside, take the right arm up and over. Good. Bring your right hand up next to your hip. Left hand could go to the sky or could swing around and lift. Yep. So if you're doing that, it's reaching out here, it's coming across the front, and we push up with the right arm. Beautiful. Nice. Come all the way back down. And we'll get the other side. So right leg's out. We're going to walk our bodies down toward that leg without dropping our heads to start. And then if you like, go ahead and let your head drop down. And then bring your right arm inside that. We'll reach over. Come all the way up. Whatever leg is out, that's the arm that reaches up, right? So option one is just to take a little bend here. Option two is to take that arm and let it lead you up. Nice. And we'll drop it back down. Good. Let's come to our backs. Take your wrists, circle them. We were on our wrists a bit there. And then just take your legs to the sky. If you want to leave your arms up, you can. This is legs up the wall without a wall. You could put your hands behind your legs. And then draw your knees into your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Drop your feet to the floor. Let's take feet wide, knees together if that's suitable for your knees. And let your legs sway. And notice in here. Is there one side that moves more easily than the other, or are they about the same? Come on back to center. Push with your feet and lift your hips and take them over to the left. Then slowly let your legs drop over to the right. If you like a little bit more sensation, you could take your right leg and cross it over your left leg, just the ankle over the thigh. Or, yep, you could take that top leg and drop it a little farther in front of the other. Lots of ways to play with this. Now let's take legs up and over to the other side. Shift the hips right, drop the legs left, and then all those options on this side. You could take your left leg and cross it over your right, just the ankle over the thigh. You could take your right leg up and over a little farther. And then release that, gently come back to center. And feel free to take a big long stretch, fingertips to toes. We're going to just set up Shavasana or constructive rest for a little bit of guided meditation, just a poem, I guess, today, a reading today. So let your body be heavy in whatever position you're in. Let your belly be soft and let your breath be natural. Just take a second to notice how everything landed with you today. And then our reading today is by a woman named Danielle Laporte. And I like this because there's an awful lot going on in the world. I think a lot of us are feeling a little bit of stress right now. So this poem is called Right Now, or this reading is called Right Now. And she says, right now, there are Tibetan Buddhist monks in a temple in the Himalayas endlessly reciting mantras for the cessation of your suffering and for the flourishing of your happiness. Someone you haven't met yet is already dreaming of adoring you. Someone is writing a book that you'll read in the next 2 years that will change how you look at life. Nuns in the Alps are in endless vigil, praying for the Holy Spirit to alight the hearts of all of God's children. A farmer is looking at his organic crops and whispering, nourish them. Someone wants to kiss you, to hold you, to make tea for you. Someone is willing to lend you money, wants to know what your favorite food is, and treat you to a movie. Someone in your orbit has something immensely valuable to give you for free. Something is being invented this year that will change how your generation lives, communicates, heals, and passes on. The next great song is being rehearsed. Thousands of people are in yoga classes right now, intentionally sending out light from their heart chakras and wrapping it around the earth. Millions of children are assuming that everything is amazing and will always be that way. Someone is in profound pain, and a few months from now, they'll be thriving like never before. From where they are, they just can't see it. Someone who is craving to be partnered, to be acknowledged, to arrive, will get precisely what they want, and even more. And because that gift will be so fantastical in its reach and its sweetness, it will quite magically alter their memory of angsty longing and render it all so worth the wait. Someone has recently cracked open their joyous, genuine nature because they did the hard work of hauling years of oppression off their psyche. This luminous juju is floating in the ether and is accessible to you. Someone just this second wished for world peace in earnest. Some civil servant is making sure that you get your mail and your garbage is picked up, that the trains are running on time, and that you're generally safe. Someone is dedicating their days to protecting your civil liberties and clean drinking water. Someone is regaining their sanity. Someone is coming back from the dead. Someone is genuinely forgiving the seemingly unforgivable. Someone is curing the incurable. You, me, someone now. Let your belly be soft. Let your body be held by the earth. Let your breathing be natural. And just notice. And then start to bring a little gentle movement back to your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes or just take a couple deeper breaths. Notice if there's any particular stretches that you're needing. Feel free to get those. And if you're flat on your back, it might feel nice to let your knees bend and sway before you move. And then when you're ready, turn on one side. And then gently help yourself to sitting. May we dwell in safety. May we be happy and healthy. May we be at peace. Namaste. Thanks, Zoomies.